So one of you asked me today about a reply I gave on Twitter, at Late Kick Josh, by the way, to Joe Castiglione. That is the AD, longtime athletic director since the late 90s at Oklahoma. And someone was asking him about this interview he gave where he was talking about stadium enhancements. So he said it was kind of taken out of context. Instead, we're focusing on renovations that create great fan experience. Seating capacity could grow someday, and he went on to say, yeah, it could happen, but we're not going to 100,000 seats in Oklahoma Stadium. We're not going to do that. And I responded and said, good, no one in their right mind should have capacity increases at the forefront of stadium renovation plans. It doesn't make sense in 2023. And one of you said, why? Tickets are becoming insanely expensive. Why would we be not interested in expanding capacity? So I told you, I'm going to talk about it on the show tonight, and here we are. There's this timeout I sort of have to call sometimes on my personal preference in the way college football is run. Even I understand that I have personal preferences that may not be in the best interest of the game overall. You know, I for example, could not care less about luxury suites. Aside from one recent exception, I don't sit in luxury suites, and I certainly never did. Before I got in this business, I could barely afford the regular tickets. In most cases, I couldn't. So I certainly have never lived in the luxury suite strata of society. But I understand what pays the bills. So like when I'm thinking about stadium overhauls and enhancements, I personally could not care less. I love the Cotton Bowl in Dallas because none of you get suites. All of you have to sit on the same metal bleacher. That's beautiful to me. A lot of you don't like that, and it doesn't generate near the revenue that it does when you have hundreds and hundreds of suites to sell to really, really deep-pocketed people. So anyway, that's where there's a divergence, my personal preference from what's best for college football. Well, Joe Castiglione is in the real college football world where no matter what his preference is, you can't afford to be adding capacity if it doesn't coincide with adding amenities. This is the entertainment and amenity world of especially in-stadium presentation nowadays. There is way too much incentive for people to stay home. That if you think that they're going to sit through the same experience today as they did in 1993, you're crazy. They don't have the options in 1993. They got the options today. And so you look at everything that can cost something going up. Concessions up, parking up. They make you pay to tailgate. That wasn't a thing in 1993, and your tickets cost more. You better be delivering something in exchange. And a lot of places that are undergoing enhancements in their stadiums say, okay, that means we have to enhance your experience, which usually means expanding some things, and it usually means taking out overall seating capacity, reducing seating capacity. Everyone's doing that. So if you're planning an upgrade, and you're going to invest money in overhauling your stadium, no one's adding seats. They're adding amenities. They're not adding seats. And so that's the world you frankly don't really need to be here, in my opinion, in. Because like I said, if I had it my way, I would operate it like the Eagles used to operate their concerts. Leave your cell phones at the door, and every one of you is going to sit in the same seat, and that's the college football side of things, and you get your phone when you're on your way out, but you're going to immerse yourself in the experience while you're here. But the real world can't operate that way, because the real world is not an Eagles concert, as it turns out. And so that's why we wouldn't increase capacity. Yes, there is a risk here. There is a very real risk of pricing the everyday fan out of the market. It's already happening. I just told you. You run the number. I know a lot of you have, because a lot of you are living this existence right now. A lot of you have told me in the past, I've been a season ticket holder at fill-in-the-blank university for a number of years, but times are tight, economy is trash, and prices keep going up, and I'm looking at what it costs to take my family of four to the same thing I've taken them to for 20 years. I can't afford to do it anymore. Well, they don't let you hit time out on that stuff. You either pay those dues every year or you go to the back of the line. And yeah, that's not going anywhere. So yeah, it's a real risk. It's a risk these athletic directors are facing. You don't think that the Joe Castigliones of the world, you don't think the Greg Burns of the world, you don't think those guys understand that? they've forgotten more about that stuff than you and I know. They have to live in that every single day. Those are not easy decisions. In some cases, the guys who have these jobs are guys who came up no different than me and you. They paid their money, or they begged their parents because they couldn't afford it to pay their way to go to those games just like us. Just because someone's signing off on decisions from an administrative standpoint doesn't always mean they're in love with the decisions. It's just that it's a necessary decision. That's why you get paid the money you get paid today, to make some hard decisions. So I don't necessarily come to you preaching tonight saying, you should love this. It's not the greatest thing in the world. It's not I'm being real with you. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, but it's the way things are going. So here's what it is.
Thanks for watching, guys. Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Make sure you like the video and please subscribe to the channel. Not just for me, that's how we keep this entire thing free.